Hey everybody, how's it going? IntoWeapons back again with you. Got a pretty cool thing to share with you today. We're working on and taking a look at these non-firing AK-47 replicas by GoatGuns. Picked up a couple of these as desk displays and conversation pieces. Thought they were really cool. They're fairly sized, you can see here, compared to my hand. And they got a lot of really good detail into them. Even some of the parts and things on the gun will actually move, which is pretty neat. The actual magazine will pop out of here even. And this one is considered the red team AK-47. And you have to actually assemble these. They come in little parts and pieces, which is kind of a neat project. Also gives you kind of a good look at actually how an AK-47 does go together. It's very good as far as the traditional way of putting it together and disassembly, that kind of thing. But they have a removable stand there, so you can kind of play with them a little bit. But this one has a really cool finish. You can see there, a real nice shiny red finish. And it was a lot of fun to put together. It took about maybe 15 minutes, not very difficult at all. Does come with some instructions as well, some online instructions. But if you know AK-47s, it's really not needed. But also came with a breakdown of the parts and pieces here, so you can easily see where each part and piece goes if you're not as familiar. A little screwdriver to put some of the screws in that hold the handguard assemblies and some of the other things in place. But again, a really cool little display piece here. It's fairly inexpensive and a fun project. Looks really cool in a man cave. And we have, like I said, the red team one here that you're looking at. It's got some cool handguards, carbon fiber type finish, and pretty neat. But we also have a standard brown AK-47 with wood furniture and stuff like that. So real quickly, I'll do a time lapse and show you kind of how this thing goes together. You can kind of see all the different pieces and parts as I put it together. But again, it'll be real easy. It's not going to take very long. And I'll show you the finished result on this GoatGuns non-firing model replica of the AK-47. And there we have it, guys. Real simple, real easy. Kind of a fun little project. Takes less than 10 or 15 minutes to put together. And then you have a nice little desk display stand and a conversational piece. Looks great in a man cave or a gunsmithing room. It's accurate with the details, which is really cool. And overall, very inexpensive for what it is, especially for the level of detail that it comes with. It's got some good weight to it, so it won't blow over. It's not going to knock over very easily. It's very sturdy as it stands there. This is a bit of a wobbly table, not the most level, I should say, but you can see that it doesn't have much of an issue hanging in there. It does have the bayonet lug. I don't know if there's many bayonets you can buy for it, but that certainly is an option, I'm sure. It's got the Bulgarian type arsenal brakes, so you have to get one of them bayonets that slip over the end here if they make something like that, but I didn't look into that, unfortunately, so I don't know if that's a possibility or not. Got the cleaning rod, does come out a little bit difficult, probably just leave it in there for display purposes. Otherwise, safety selector works. You have the bolt carrier and supposedly the bolt that can travel back and forth, spring loaded, which is pretty cool. Does not chamber any of the mini fake rounds that are in this gun. As you can see here, as I pull it out, it is a little bit more difficult to get out than a normal AK. Obviously, it's just the mechanisms itself, but the bolts are still in there. Doesn't chamber anything like that. So fortunately, it doesn't kick them out like a real AK, but it's kind of neat as far as detail wise. And even I noticed that the trigger here is spring-loaded, although again it doesn't do any kind of fire control group or hitting the hammer or anything like that. It's still, you know, a spring-loaded kind of cool little mechanism there. Plastic handguard and stock and buttstock and all that stuff, pistol grip I should say, and although it's plastic, it does look very good, like wood. And you get the leaf, rear leaf sight system there, pops up. I don't believe it doesn't travel, so you can't adjust it or anything like that, but still very accurate in the details. You got the button back here which releases the dust cover, so you can release the dust cover, which is kind of neat. Be able to display that if you wanted. Doesn't show you much of the inside. Again, there's not much of a fire control group there, but you can see the hook there that's kind of in place. Doesn't really make contact with anything as far as I understand. And pop the dust cover back in place, which is, you know, actually goes into place very similar, almost exactly like a real AK. And that's about it, guys. Overall, again, I really like it. Cool little desk display stand. You got the standard one here, which is just a standard AK-47, and you got the red team AK-47, which has got the red finish. Looks really cool. And they also have a number of other guns that they make replicas of beyond just the ones on the list on the back here, which is the TMS, M4A1, AUG, M16, AWM, 50 cal sniper, and an SVD, which I really kind of want to pick up now at this point, just because it'll probably look really cool. You know, so check out the website, see if you guys are interested in picking one of these guys up, because they're neat little projects, especially if you got a kid. It's meant for ages 12 plus, but that's more of just the assembly. It takes a little bit more knowledge, I guess, of the gun itself. The directions itself will probably be a little bit difficult for a child. And there's some pieces, like you noticed, where I had to, when I was putting together the barrel assembly and the receiver, had to kind of chisel away the inside where the molding was still kind of in place, and I just used a knife to kind of carve away to make it fit. What AK doesn't need to be fit, right? All right, so that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I really like them. Thumbs up on them. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, as always, I appreciate watching. Till next time, take her easy.